Attention, ladies and gentlemen.
It's time to embrace a youthful mindset and envision your future. Take the lead is in your walls.
Take the lead is in your walls.
This platform serves as a space for engagement designed to equip young people to become effective leaders. They are actively contributing, creatively engaged, and determined in various fields. And now, this is Take the Lead.
Hello, Africa. It's time to take the lead with us on West Africa Democracy Radio, your youth engaging platform where everything, and I mean everything about young people, is discussed right here on the platform. My name is Augustine Cully, and I am delighted to have you with us on today's edition of the program. Remember, just on Wednesday, the 12th, was the International Youth Day 2026, and the theme was about sharing our challenges and aspirations, and also finding way to addressing these challenges we are faced with globally. And so because of that, we chose today to discuss a very significant topic that is eating up the fabric of not just our respective countries, but specifically in West Africa, the youth population. And that significant issue is the synthetic drug that is called Kush. Many of you are aware, or must have heard, or must have seen, or must have experienced the impact of this synthetic drug on young people within the sub-region. So this is why it is essential to also recognize this as a prominent challenge that we all share, specifically within West Africa. So we encourage you to join us, because since 2022, the synthetic drug known as Kush is likely to have killed thousands of people in West Africa. According to reports that emerged in Sierra Leone but quickly spread across countries in the sub-region, including Liberia, Guinea, the Gambia, Guinea-Bissau, even Senegal, where we sit and broadcast. So whether you are a student, whether you are a parent, whether you are government officials, or even an activist working towards ensuring that we have a drug-free region, or to ensure that we minimize the flow of illicit drugs in West Africa, this is the time for you to speak out. This is the time for you to join us, and let's have a wonderful conversation. You can just drop your comments on the live feed. We are live on Facebook at WADR English. You can also get us on YouTube at WADR, and we will certainly read your comment out. I am blessed to have in studio with me Zanupol Scott. And Scott is the Vice President of Sierra Leone National Union in Senegal. It is of no surprise that we have him in our studio, because he will give a clear understanding about what the situation is about in his own country, and including Liberia. So let's keep the conversation going. We also expect in our studio Kadel Abdul Jalil, and he is a research officer at the West African Center for Countering Extremism. Now, this is related to the issue of Kush, because these extremist groups are also using these illicit substances to get our young people numb, take them to the front line, or transact this black market. We will also be blessed to have Agnes D. Davis. Agnes is an anti-drug campaigner, and she just got recently rehabilitated at the Rehabilitation Center in Monrovia, Liberia. She's happily willing to share her experience with us, just coming from the Center for Rehabilitation and Reintegration there in Liberia. And of course, Ramatu Karim Sise is the co-founder and executive director of the Ramatu Foundation for Girls and Women's Empowerment in Sierra Leone. She's engaged with anti-drug awareness to ensuring that young women who are also affected by this pandemic are saved to come. But then The head of an anti-drug or rehabilitation center is also expected to join us. Tell us, how do they get these young people from the streets? And when they take them to the center, how do they rehabilitate them? When they get out, how do they let them go? What are they going with? And how do they expect them to make life in terms of follow-up? So stay with us. How are you doing, Scott? First, welcome. It's good to have you back in our studios.
Thank you very much, Mr. Augustine. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm really happy to be back. I'm really happy to be back. Thank you.
And this is an issue that relates to you as a young person. It relates to your brother and sisters back home. So we hope that you will tell us more about this situation. Ralmatu is also joining us from Sierra Leone, and it's a privilege to have Ramatu with us. How are you doing, Ramatu? Welcome. I think you can check the microphone.
Augustine.
Okay. How is Sierra Leone today?
Hello, can you hear me?
You are loud and clear.
Sierra Leone is pretty fine. I'm fine.
That's great.
I'm pretty good. Sierra Leone is fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you so much for having me on board.
Well, we are privileged to have you with us as well. So let's just take this summary. This summary is about the impact of Kush on young people in West Africa. And WADR's Abdullahi Hassan put these wonderful pieces together. Please listen.
We are saying no drugs. My son is dying. I don't want drugs. I don't want drugs.
A dangerous synthetic drug known as Kush is spreading across parts of West Africa, with young people among those most affected. According to the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime, UNODC, Kush emerged in Sierra Leone in 2022 and has since spread to neighboring Liberia, Guinea, Guinea-Bissau, Senegal, and the Gambia. UNODC says Kush has caused particularly serious harm in Sierra Leone and Liberia, prompting both countries to declare national emergencies.
Given the need for immediate action to make good my pledge to the thousands of families burdened by this crisis, I am hereby declaring drug and substance abuse as a public health emergency.
In Sierra Leone, government authorities reported in late 2025 that the Kisi Psychiatric Hospital in Sierra Leone had treated more than 6,000 patients, including over 2,300 drug-related cases since the national response began.
Small so just because of they persist for smoke the drug, make it on this so. And the drug, if I don't smoke am for the day, I know they feel fine.
I got 5 picking, then Papa no day, then Papa on away go left me.
In Guinea, a school survey cited by UNODC found that 0.94% of pupils surveyed reported using Kush. It was the country's third most commonly reported drug among the pupils surveyed after cannabis and inhalants. Meanwhile, in Liberia, the problem remains significant.
If I don't have money now, I cannot go home. Even when I go home, I will be like a laughing tooth, but we are not crazy.
During the first quarter of 2026, the Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency seized 115.66 kilograms of Kush as part of more than 422 kilograms of assorted narcotics seized nationwide. The Gambia, for its part, is also seeing the emergence of the drug. Its drug law enforcement agency reported 1,208 drug-related cases and 1,219 arrests in 2024, while officials warned of the growing availability of new psychoactive substances, including Kush.
If you are in a gang in the Gambia and all members are using the drug and you are not using it, it's like there is something in you lacking. So imitating is one of the main reasons why Gambian youths get into Kush.
And in Senegal, the threat is increasingly visible. UNODC lists Senegal among the countries affected by the spread of the synthetic drug. Senegalese drug authorities reportedly seized only a few grams in 2024, but nearly 20 kilograms in 2025, raising concerns about both imported Kush and possible local production. The broader warning here is clear. West Africa is facing a rapidly changing synthetic drug market, and Kush is not just a law enforcement problem. It is increasingly a public health and youth development crisis requiring prevention, treatment, and rehabilitation alongside efforts to disrupt trafficking networks.
Well, many thanks to Abdullahi Hassan for that report. Indeed, it is heartbreaking and to hear young people explaining their stories like that. But there are more to these things out there. When you just take a walk at the cemetery, take a walk on the dump site, you will see these young people there. They are just there. You really don't know what's happening. Sometimes it comes with different stories, but that's the reality. Well, Scott, I know you were with me, but let's just welcome Trocon Milton. Trocon Milton is the Executive Director of the Center for Rehabilitation and Reintegration in Liberia. How are you doing, Mr. Milton, and welcome.
I'm doing pretty fine and I'm good. And I'm grateful to be on this great platform. So I'm so grateful today.
All right. We are also happy to have you with us. And just next to Mr. Milton is Agnes D. Davis. Agnes is now an anti-drugs campaigner after being rehabilitated. How are you doing, our dear sister Agnes? Welcome.
I'm okay, and it's a great pleasure to be here today.
Great, great. And we are also happy to have you with us on the platform today. But let's begin with the gentleman in studio. You listened to the report put together, and of course, you also listened to your young brother and sister from Sierra Leone explaining the story. Tell us, what do you make of this situation?
Thank you very much, Mr. Augustine. You know, whenever you want to talk about Kush, you know, it's very terrible. You know, as a young man and seeing your fellow young people, you know, going through all this kind of thing, you know, it's very, very, very much heartbroken. Because if you go out there, some of them, if you have one-on-one chat with them, you ask them, say, why are you taking all this thing? Are you not seeing? Because the one thing that I want to draw people's mind, whenever you take this thing, I don't believe you cannot know your condition presently. You cannot know maybe your condition or what you're doing. So you that is not taking it, maybe you can see that, oh, Scott is taking this thing and Scott is looking like this. But for them, they are good. Because sometimes I have chats with them, even in Senegal here. Sometimes you only see them, you see how they are going. Some can tell you that, oh, because of stress, I don't have job. Or because of this, because of the family, you know, I'm coming from, I'm a dropout, and I think that maybe life is not good for me, so this is the only way I choose. You know, Mr. Auguste, it's very, very terrible. It's very, very terrible. And to see young people, because many, you know, the future leaders, you know, they are going down. The people that's supposed to take the lead, we are the people that's supposed to be up there. You know, when you are tired, we are supposed to be up there, you know, to take the lead. You know, this Kush is disturbing us. This Kush is really, really, really affecting, you know, Sierra Leone, especially for my country. You know, Sierra Leone for my country, because when you talk about all this Kush, Sierra Leone is the lead. Because if you watch, people start to observe it 2016. 2016 is that many people start to know about the Kush, you know, but after 2016 go up, no, it became very terrible, and it started to relocate to the neighboring country. And even Senegal, you know, there are many Sierra Leoneans that have been affected, you know, by this drug called Kush. So it's very, very terrible, and I'm very, very happy to be here to talk about this drug issue.
All right. Now, let's cross over to our sister Agnes. Agnes, please, for the next few minutes, maybe 1 minute, 30 seconds, we just want you to share your experience with us. First of all, what do you know about this thing called Kush? And how did you get involved, you know, with taking Kush? How did it happen?
It all started when I fell in a relationship with a Liberian boy who was actually a dealer who was dealing drugs. And when he got into a relationship, I started helping him to sell these drugs. This particular Kush started selling it to people. Actually, I was not smoking it, but at time go by, I tried to taste. Tasting, it dragged me into it, and I couldn't control myself. I got deep into it till I abandoned my family, abandoned my home, dropped out of school, forget about everything, started living on the street. Yeah. While living on the street, I went through a lot of traumatic experiences. Yeah. Like I suffered abuse, hardship, and many disadvantages. But the drug push is a very deadly disease and is seriously affecting our youth in West Africa. So I'm pleading to please help us. This push is a very, 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 very deadly disease.
Now, Agnes, just quickly, like Scott said, sometimes when the young people take the Kush, that feeling, can you tell us how you used to feel when you take it? You used to feel normal or feel happy or embarrassed? Like when, you take the Kush now, what is the feeling like? How it used to be?
When you take the Kush, you feel like all is well. So you are the best. Everything is okay. You don't see yourself going the wrong way. You don't see nothing wrong. Everything is okay. But people that are not part of it always see you and know that it's not okay. Your condition will not even matter to you because you feel that, oh, I'm okay, I'm the best. Well, you are damaging yourself.
So when you went to the street now, what happened to the boyfriend? Was he there to help you or did he disappear?
Actually, when I went to the street, finally now leaving my boyfriend out of it, trying to fend for myself, to do everything for myself, because I feel like he will no longer support my hobby. Because I want to have as many as I could, and he will no longer support it. So I tried to fend for myself. While struggling, he decided to move him from behind me, and myself started doing everything for myself. He couldn't help me. When he see me, he started put the boyfriend and started telling people that like you're not to so see you and say you want to see you say again.
Well, I will get back to you, Agnes. We are so sorry, and we are also happy that you have crossed past that life. Now we will come to the other aspect where how you got from the street. But let's listen to Ranmatu from Sierra Leone. Ranmatu, please. You've listened to one of your sisters who God has blessed, and she's back and normal just like you. What do you make of your activism that you see a young woman leaving the ghetto, leaving the cemetery, leaving the dump site, being cleaned out of Kush to be as normal as you are?
So, thank you so much, Mr. Moderator. Can you hear me?
Yes, you are live and clear.
All right.
Yes.
And first of all, Agnes, and I'm sending you greetings from Sierra Leone, and know that I'm actually extending a big hug to you today, and it's a pleasure for me to meet you. And actually hearing you speak or say your story, I almost shed a tear. And I want you to know that your reintegration into the community means a lot to me as a women's human rights activist. And for our own organization, this is actually something we care about. We actually focus on the empowerment of women and every other woman in our community, in Africa, in the world at large, important to us. So, and if one Agnes misses her destiny, it means the entire womanhood have lost it all. So, like, just know that what has actually happened to you, it's like it's in the past right now. For me, and also for so many human rights organizations, women's human rights organizations, this is like a plus to us.
Okay, but how is the situation? How is the situation like in Sierra Leone, from your personal experience with these young people through your activism?
Yeah, so like the situation also here in Sierra Leone, as I say, just like it's all.
Well, I think you need to shift a bit, Ramatu.
Some hair.
Yes.
Because you see young people and who you think. Can you hear me now?
Yes, you were coming in broken, so please you can just watch your position so that we don't lose you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, you are okay now.
But can you hear me now?
Yes, we are hearing you. Please go ahead. All right, Ramatu.
Hello.
We are hearing you. Maybe you can shift a bit. You can shift. Then we will get back to you. Just rearrange yourself, and we will get right back to you. But let's hear from Mr. Milton, who operates the Drug Rehabilitation Center in Monrovia. Mr. Milton, tell us, what trends are you seeing in Kush and perhaps all of drug use among young people there at the center?
Well, the Center for Rehabilitation and Reintegration, I just want to give a little history, is a non-for-profit entity. So we had a huge push on us to accept people from all over the country. So we provide a free service. All you have to do is to come in and sit in for our pre-counseling process. We evaluate you and strengthen your thought process, and then we do our intake and enroll you into our program. For the length of time since 2021, Kush is a synthetic drug. It's a combination of other substances. Are you getting me?
Yes, we are getting you.
Hello?
Yes, you are live.
Okay. So a lot of people, a lot of our young people suffer from this. And it is a challenging issue if you look at what may have prompted them into the use of these substances. Could be abuse. Some of them are violated, especially the female, apparently from the home or the community. Someone that could be their uncle or whoever. So for this traumatic incident make them to go out in the street to engage in a lot of things. But Kush has played a significant deduction on the strength, the economic stability, and the educational level on our young people in the country. It had really, especially where the wide range of substances putting into West Africa, where we talk about Poros, Ebola, security system, it gave us a lot to do, because key on the plate is, if someone leave from a rehab center and apparently go into reintegration, because reintegration process of going to the family and what have you, and into recovery has to do with lifetime process. So when they go back in the community, it is affordable, it is accessible, it is available at everywhere or any place, is a threat to our society. So we applaud our government in recent time and their push toward cracking down on those who sell, those who bring it in our country. That's a heavy push that we applaud. But Kush is reaching hell in our country.
All right.
It causes so a lot and so forth.
Well, thank
So I
you.
will stop there.
Thank you,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Milton. We will get back to you. Let's hear from Kadel Abdul Jali, who is now in our studio. Welcome, sir. And from the background of being a research officer at the West African Center for Counter-Extremism, one would believe that this issue of Kush is also related to the kind of research that you do. Yeah. Well, welcome, and tell us, how do you feel being in our studios, and what would you say about this synthetic drug called Kush?
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank you, Mr. Augustine, for having me here. Personally, I feel profoundly gratified to be here. Secondly, I'd like to apologize to yourself and your cherished listeners for, coming in late. Nevertheless, Kush, and then also the youth, sitting here with your good self and, my esteemed, colleague, I would have expected, or my expectation was that we will talk about, when we talk about the youth, my expectation is that at least we'll be talking about boundless energy. We'll be talking about endless potential. We'll be talking about admirable creativity. But unfortunately, we are here talking about this silent menace on our streets. I mean, something that was being whispered in the bushes, in the dark areas, in the nook and crannies, is now staring us in our face. And everything negative that is associated with the sub-region right now has a direct correlation with Kush. Young people are being ravaged. Families are being torn apart. Young lives are being cut short. And this issue, in my opinion, is a public health emergency, which needs which needs all the attention it deserves. Otherwise, this promising future we see about Africa, I mean, several authorities have conducted research which clearly shows that in the next 20 to 30 years, Africa will be a global, force to reckon with economically. However, all this touting about Africa rising economically and all that will go down the drain if this issue of Kush is not nipped in the bud.
Okay, considering maybe the young people just being the end users of it, what can you say as a researcher, considering how they get these drugs, the taking it, the inhaling of it, and its impact? Who can we consider as factors to take responsibilities for having these drugs available that the young people can find and even take?
Well, I mean, I'm going to make this submission here, and I own up to everything I'm going to say here. Like I did stated earlier, every research in recent times points to the fact that Africa is on the rise. What is pushing Africa's rise? It is the vibrant youth of Africa that is pushing the continent. Now, you know that this world is a competitive world. We compete with other global forces. And let's be honest, do you really think that these people will be happy hearing that Africa is coming? Africa is coming. Because the reality is that these people at the end of the day think that if Africa should rise to their level, their labor force will dwindle, they will not get cheap raw materials, and of course, that will affect them. Now, I am stating categorically, research clearly shows that this Kush, the vital substance or chemicals that are being used to do this, to prepare this Kush, comes usually from China, it comes from the Netherlands, and it comes from the UK. Now, what are we supposed to do as a continent? International problems require what? International cooperation. Governments have to come together. I am from Ghana. I am going to say, fortunately, we don't have the issue of Kush in Ghana yet. But I also do know that when your neighbor's house is on fire, you also have to fetch water and ready yourself. And so this is a problem for all of us.
All right. You're right. You're right. It's good to have you with us, Mr. Cadell. But Scott is right here. He's a young person and he has listened to the various submissions. I'm just concerned about the impact. And how do you feel that young people in your country or a neighboring country, including where you sit, been disturbed, their educational, ventral, are being subjected to just following dump site activities, cemetery activities, their potentials are dying. What do you think will happen in years from now if the situation is not addressed for your fellow young people?
Thank you very much. After me listening to the various speaker and also to my brother that is here, like what he's saying, the young people, they are the future for tomorrow. And if mechanism is not done, tomorrow, how do you want to see Africa? Like what he is saying. Because in the next maybe 10, 15 years, Africa will be there. There's a map that we're supposed to be. And we are moving towards it. And now, this Kush is destroying not the older people, but the young people. And these are the people that's supposed to put Africa. Young people, they are the power, they are the manpower of Africa. In every country, so far, if I live in Europe, if you watch all the development of Europe, they are young people, vibrant people. So in Africa, Kush is killing. And maybe, like what you're saying, in the next few years, if mechanism is not done, Africa will go down the drain. Because there will be no vibrant youth, because the Kush more is killing, especially in my country, in Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone, you can see even a graduate, you can see even if you go to some of the rehabilitation center, you can see this person study medicine. And the person maybe in the next 1-2 years supposed to be a big qualified doctor. And now is an addicted Kush taker. So government really need to, to put mechanism in place to stop all this Kush business.
All right, let's get back to our sisters. Our sister Agnes, who is sharing beautiful stories of rehabilitation with us. We thank God for her life. But Agnes, let's transition to how you came from the street. We are concerned about what was the turning point that made you to seek rehabilitation. There is this argument that many young people who are on the street, they say, we want to be rehabilitated, but people are not coming to take us. And there are also arguments that these people are not willing to leave the street. Many of them, when the police go to raid them, they are running away, they are escaping. So for you, being rehabilitated, how did you leave the street, and what really encouraged you to seek rehabilitation?
What really encouraged me was that a child that I was pregnant for, and at the 6 months, I had an accident and went on a serious operation. Before reaching her 1 year, she passed away. So from there, I decided to change and come to rehab to be changed, to be rehabilitated.
Now, when you were at the rehab center, what was the support like in terms of the intervention? How were you treated? What were some of the processes that you can remember that changed your life gradually?
At the rehab center, we have so many sections, like calling us out, teaching us about addiction, teaching us how harmful drugs is to us, and also reminding us that there's a brighter future waiting for us.
And I know you can still see some of your friends you left in the ghetto, some of your friends you left the cemetery. Sometimes when you see them, what kind of feeling you get now?
I feel bad, but I don't want to get associated with them, because right now, if you get associated with people that you once took drugs, you will start taking drugs too. So I don't want to be associated with them. So I always put myself in rush and tell them that I'm busy.
All right. Let's hear from you, Mr. Milton, as we gradually move on. You normally go out and get these people, but tell us, how do you get them from the streets? Is it by just awareness, or you get them through the government's efforts, through the drug enforcement agency raids, or when they arrest these people, they bring them to your center, or you get them willingly, or through family members?
Okay, so there are several factors that we put in place to get them to the center. Sometimes we go to the various ghettos, and then we create an awareness process and give them some tips that will help them. The first thing is to put a bait. We do carry food. We put a bait because the drugs attack the central nervous system. So a man will not just be willing until something press them or you give them something. So we put a bait like food, and then while they are eating, we create an educational forum for them. And then as our rehab is a free institution, we tell them you don't have to pay cent to be to the rehab. So those encouragement are being carried on. And some, we open a walk-in lakes where family member or those who are using the walk-in, jot down their name, and then we schedule a specific time where we do pre-counseling process, because some of them may not want to take that process. They may not want to do it. So we do a pre-counseling process, and then through the pre-counseling, they accept rehabilitation. That's how we bring people in. Some walk in there by themselves. Some of them, we motivate them through the process of reaching out. That's how we do our recruitment.
Okay, that's right. What about you, Ramatu? Through your advocacy, how do you get these, particularly young women, to rehab center? How do you do that? Do you have testimonies of taking some of these people to the rehab center and they got rehabilitated?
And so actually for the foundation, we do advocacy, and through the Sierra Leone United States Alumni Association, we've engaged like the ghettos and many other places where they normally sit to get this drug. But there is a group here in Sierra Leone, because the government is doing a robust and efforts towards the rehabilitation of our youths who are into drugs. So like they actually get again to their ghettos, they get them from those ghettos and ensure like they are aware, what we call like informed consent. They have to engage them first on what is about to be done. And after that, they get them directly to the rehabilitation centers. They like talk to them. They give them drugs. One, we have the present drugs, which is like to reduce the anxiety and also like the level of the highness, how they feel and everything. And also there is a drug called the psychoactive, and which is like if somebody is so quiet, some of them, they become so dizzy, they become, like they are not even like active. They can't even like do things for themselves. So they ensure like this psychoactive drug is given to them to stimulate again their immune system and everything. And also there is also something the government of Sierra Leone is doing here, which is the detoxification, to ensure the drug is totally flushed out of their system. So I think generally this is not actually like an effort based according to organization, but the government of Sierra Leone has been doing and something with regards to that.
Okay, this is interesting, and it's a good gesture. Back in studio here, to you, Mr. Jelly. Ian is asking a question. If you wouldn't mind, if you could help in responding to that. Ian Harvey says, what is the legal situation? And we're getting this comment from our Facebook page. It says, what is the legal situation about possessing, using, and selling Kush? He's concerned about this.
Well, the legal position is not different from any other drug. It's the same rules that apply to every other drug that people, every other contraband drug that people use. You understand? If you are found selling it, it is punishable. It's a punishable offense. If you are found using it, it's a punishable offense. If you are found promoting it in any form, in any way, it's a punishable offense. And so it's not too different from any other drug.
Well, I hope you got that for you, Ian. Ibrahim Maya says, thank you, Ramatu, for making us know some drugs they are giving them. Josephine Cannon says, thanks, Ramatu. Shelley is also, Shelley Abbas is also following us. And we also like you to tell us, what do you make of the issue of drugs? Zenap Dan Contact says, exactly. Well, tell us more about what you mean exactly, and we will certainly read out your comment. Now, let's gradually wind down to the recommendations or solution aspects as we head towards ensuring that these young people are rescued. What are your recommendations, Scott? To whom? Is it to the government, or is it to international partners, or is it to the young people?
My first recommendation to the solution of this thing called Kush, first to the government, because as a government, you know, you're supposed to know what is going in and out of your country. So the government really need to put mechanism in place, especially for things that are coming. You know, now many people that are doing this drug deal, you know, they don't normally use the airport again. Because even I'm talking about the Africa setting now. So now they are attacking the borders because there is not too much tension in the borders, or not too much maybe technology in the borders, because they cannot try it maybe in the airport. Because in the airport, maybe there are higher technology that will dictate that you have drug or you have other things. So governments really need to put a mechanism in place so that some of these things cannot, you know, enter into the country. Because the one thing that they're supposed to know, if some of these things enter, they are destroying your youth. They are destroying people that will take your place when you are tired. Especially to this Kush. This Kush is destroying young people, and these are the people that are supposed to take your place, the minister. So government really need to put mechanism in place. And also for my fellow youth, you know, I really want to, this is just a couple of advice, you know. Let situation not allow you to do certain things that will affect your life, like especially taking drugs. Because if you talk to most of them, say that because of the situation of the country, that's why. But because of the situation, but you have the money to buy drug. If you are talking about economic, about the situation of the country, but you have money to buy drug. And also again, you talk about you talk about there is no job facility, you know, because of no job, I'm not working, or because of the family that I'm coming from. That's why, you know, drug is not the solution for all those things.
Okay.
Drug is not the solution. So I'm really, and also for the international body, you know, I'm just pleading as a young man to just launch a campaign. Because as for us Senegal, we thank God for our embassy and our ambassador, Ambassador Ibrahim Touré, and also to the HOC. You know, I believe that we are the first country in Senegal to launch a campaign against drugs. And not only drugs, for human trafficking. So Senegal embassy, you know, Sierra Leonean resident here, we launched it last year. And also this year again, we are about to launch it again, to go to the different parts where Sierra Leoneans are located in Senegal, to tell them. Because if you go, now even Sierra Leone people don't have respect again in Senegal. That's the truth, because of waiting, because of this Kush, you know. But this year, God willing again, we will try to go again with the sensitization and also with the launching of this.
Well,
Kush.
thank you
very
so much, Scott. Let's hear from Ramatu. As we take leave of us today, what would you say about the roles of families and the roles of communities in helping young people recovered from drug addiction?
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Moderator, for having me back. And what actually I have to say to families and communities in ensuring the curbing of Kush as a drug. And first of all, we have to take responsibilities of our communities, because as I always tell people, even our guards, nobody is going to make Sierra Leone better if we don't own our county. Nobody is going to make West Africa great if we don't take in charge of West Africa. We have to come together. We have to ensure that we are involved in whatsoever thing that is happening. For instance, if we see somebody that is selling Kush, some communities, they tolerate the person, they encourage. And if a young man is actually into Kush intake, some parents or some families pretend to not see. Like in our local languages, we have what we say, not only business, like it's not my business. It does not concern me. So I think that's actually a notion we should eradicate in our minds.
Okay.
And we should ensure like we are involved in community development, in issues affecting communities, like social issues. And also another thing, like I would like to tell families or communities, like we have what we call in the foundation values exploration. When you have your children, ensure you engage them. Try to help them to explore their values. Because again, some people, they actually don't practice religion, but because they have values, they go by them. If my value is never to take a drug, or maybe like for instance not to take Maltina, or not to take this, I will not be able to take it, because like my value does not align with some with some of those things. So definitely I'll not be able to do that.
All right.
So I think as well, these are like things the family members, they actually have to do. They have to ensure, yes, they have to ensure they monitor what their kids are doing at community level. And if they see things happening, they should not be hiding those issues. Let them report, and also mentor. You should not be seeing your children or the kids at community level doing something. You just ask them and say, you already done, you have no use in this house, just pack your things and then leave, because you just continue to worsen the situation.
Well, thank you.
You see, and
thank you, Ramatu.
Finally, I think, and we all of us as young people should not rely on the government to make things happen for us. Like my brother was actually mentioning, saying, Sierra Leoneans are like actually not expected right now in Senegal. I think the issue of Kush is not just focusing on Sierra Leoneans, but this is just like West Africa as a whole.
Indeed.
We should all not rely on the government to make things happen for us.
Thank you so much, Ramatu. You've said a lot. It just we're out of time, but we really appreciate you for being with us today, and we are open to having you on another edition of the program. Thanks so kindly.
No problem.
Let's hear from Agnes. Agnes, what are your pieces of advice to your fellow young people as you take leave of us today? Thank you so much. What are your advice, pieces of advice to people?
My advice to my fellow young people today is that you should take the lead and know that you still have opportunity. You still have time in your favor. There is still time for you to make a turnaround. It's not too late. You can also do like I did. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Agnes. And to you, Mr. Milton, just please, 1 minute, sir. What's your recommendations to maybe partners or government?
Yeah. So before I close, I would want to applaud our current government They have been doing extremely well, especially those who have been caught, those who have been suspect of substances. They have been arrested. We have been acted into our Lord to arrest, seize, and sell those property. So we want to employ our government. We want it to go further.
Okay.
There should be distinction in crime. There should be distinction. You should have separate prison for people who commit such crime. You don't put them together. And also Africa, West Africa.
Okay.
In Liberia, we don't produce drugs here. It comes from other countries. So our borders, the African Union, the EU, the ECOWAS, should improve security sectors within our world so that we can be free of this, because it is ravaging our generation. Thank you for having us on the show. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Milton. And to you, Cadell, please. Thank you for coming.
Yes.
Just a quick one.
Just a quick one. I mean, when it comes to recommendations, I am proposing a 3-step approach. 1, cut the supply. 2, rehabilitate. And then 3, employ.
Okay.
Now, you cut the supply of the drug into the sub-region. Try as much as possible to intensify rehabilitation efforts, rehabilitate the people who are already infected, and then try to create employment opportunities. And my last goes to all the, leaders involved. Look, the world has become a global village. What is happening in Sierra Leone is just very close to Ghana or close to the next country. So everybody should get on board. Let's put up a concerted effort to fight this menace. Thank you.
Well, that's wonderful. Thank you, Cadell, for being with us today. Well, listeners and viewers, that's it on this edition of Take the Lead on West Africa, Democracy Radio, 94.9 FM, Dakar, Senegal, and online at WADR.org. Thank you for being with us. Join us next Friday for another live episode. But remember to take the lead in shaping the discourse for the betterment of young people in Africa. My name is Augustine Curley. I will speak with you another time. Bye for now.
Thank you.